Hello there, a very good evening. Welcome to Rupavahini News. I'm Chamindi Samarasekara.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Javed Bongzo and we begin with the headlines of tonight's news.
The President reiterates that the forward journey launched on the 8th of January last year will never be reversed. The Singapore Prime Minister pledges to extend every assistance for Sri Lanka's development. Special commodity levy imposed on a kilogram of imported sugar has been brought down to 25 cents from 30 rupees. The Higher Education Minister assures to take stern legal action against persons responsible for assaulting Jaffna University students. Former Minister Basil Rajapaksa has been remanded again while MP Namal Rajapaksa released on bail. The construction work of the Kaluganga Reservoir Bund in the Moragahakanda project is to be launched on the 25th. Thieves steal $2.5 million in ATM bank haste in Taiwan.
On to those and other stories in detail now. President Maithripala Sirisena emphasizes the need of transforming local universities, vocational training centers and all other educational institutes to centers of reconciliation. While expressing his regret on the Jaffna University students' clash, the President noted that all educational institutes should be adjusted again, preventing the reoccurrence of such clashes. The President was speaking at the opening ceremony of Sri Lanka German Technical Training Institute in Kilinochchi today. The training institute was built with the German government's financial assistance of $8 million. The President declared open the Technical Training Institute and planted a tree at the premises. Thereafter, he paid an observation visit to the institute. Addressing the opening ceremony, President Maithripala Sirisena said that the new constitution is being devised to build one country, integrating all communities, but not to divide the island nation. He further noted that he was elected by the people as the President of Sri Lanka on the 8th of January, accepting his policy statement. He pledged to fulfill this election manifesto without any hesitation. He reminded that Buddhists in Sri Lanka could be able to live happily only by solving problems of other communities. The first stage of solving those problems was the acceptance of the problems of the people in the north. He called upon persons who have become media heroes by conducting media conferences in the south to understand the problems in the north and east. He added that the new constitution is aimed at building one country without dividing the island nation. He pointed out there were instances of emerging new political powers and leaderships in Sri Lanka history. The President said that the leadership of such powers should be given to persons without charges of corruption and fraud. He said that there was a question mark relating to the attempt of bringing such persons into power to carry out corruption and fraud again. The President said that the reconciliation should be included in the school curriculum.
ජාතික සංහිඳියාව පිළිබඳව පාඩමක් ඒගොල්ලෝ ඉගෙන ගන්න කියලා. ඒගොල්ලෝ ආණ්ඩු කරනකොට වැඩ කළේ කොහොමද කියලා අපි කවුරුත් දන්නවා. අලුත් දේශපාලන පක්ෂයක් හදන්න, අලුත් දේශපාලන බලවේග හදන්න, විශේෂයෙන්ම රට පිළිගත් අවංක දූෂණයෙන් වංචාවෙන් තොර ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී නායකයින් බිහි වෙන්න. ජාතික මැතිවරණ දෙකකින් පරාජය වෙච්ච මිනිස්සුන්ට මේ රටේ අලුත් බලවේග හදන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. අලුත් ආණ්ඩුක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථාව අපි හදාගෙන යනකොට ඊ타මත්ම අසත්‍ය බොරු ප්‍රචාරය පිළිබඳව ප්‍රචාරය කරනවා. අපි අලුත් ආණ්ඩුක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථාවක් හදන්නේ රට බෙදන්න කඩන්න නෙවෙයි. ජාතීන් අතර සංහිඳියාව ඇති කරන්න මම අවංකවම කැප වෙනවයි කියන එක ඊටා පැහැදිලිව ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා. පහුගිය දිනවල යාපනයේ විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ වෙච්ච සිද්ධිය ගැන මම ඊටමත් කනගාටු වෙනවා. එවැනි සිදුවීම් කිසිසේත් සිදු නොවිය යුතු. තරුණ පරපුර මේ පිළිබඳව හොඳ අවබෝධයක් දෙන්න ඕනේ. වෘත්තීය පුහුණු අධ්‍යාපන ආයතනයත් මේ ස්ථානයත් සංහිඳියාවේ කේන්ද්‍රස්ථානයක් බවට පත් වේ යුතුයි කියලා මම කියනවා. අපේ රටේ සියලු විශ්වවිද්‍යාලවල සංහිඳියාව පිළිබඳව කේන්ද්‍රස්ථාන බවට ඒවා පත් කරන්න ඕනේ. මේ රටේ සියලු වෘත්තීය පුහුණු අධ්‍යාපන ආයතන සංහිඳියාවේ කේන්ද්‍රස්ථාන කරන්න ඕනේ. මේ රටේ බෞද්ධ, හින්දු, කතෝලික, ඉස්ලාම් මේ සියලු පූජකවරු සංහිඳියාව පිළිබඳව උන්වහන්සේලාගේ වගකීම හොඳින් ඉෂ්ට කරයි කියලා මම විශ්වාස කරනවා. මේක ආණ්ඩුවක් විසින් පමණක් කළ හැකි දෙයක් නෙවෙයි. රටේ සියලු පුරවැසියන්ගේ සහ සියලු ආයතන මේ සඳහා කැපවීම අවශ්‍යයි.
Opposition leader Sambandhan Minister Mahinda Samarasinghe, Northern Province Governor Reginald Kure and German Ambassador in Sri Lanka Jurgen Mohad were among the large gathering attended the opening ceremony.
Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong says his government is ready to extend all necessary assistance for Sri Lanka's development. He made this pledge following the signing of 5 agreements aimed at promoting relations between the two countries today. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe was welcomed by Singapore Deputy Prime Minister Tharman Shanmugam and Trade and Industries Minister S. Iswaran on his arrival to attend the 3rd South Asian Diaspora Convention in Singapore. The Sri Lankan Prime Minister told the gathering that the people of Sri Lanka have exercised their franchise twice to ensure the prosperity and stability of the country and give up short-sighted policies which were lacking a long-term vision. He pointed out that Sri Lanka has achieved the political stability which is the foundation for a stable economic vision.
Singapore, Ambassador Gopinath Pillai, Chairman Institute of South Asian Studies, National University of Singapore, distinguished delegates.
Sri Lanka's close proximity to the fast-growing southern Indian states offers a strategic economic advantage to the country. On the other, especially India, also stands to benefit immensely from Sri Lanka's uniquely positioned geostrategic advantage. Its location at the crossroad of major shipping routes connecting South Asia, the Far East and the Pacific with Europe and the Americas. Maximizing on these factors will transform Sri Lanka into a geo-economic center of South Asia, dynamically and synergistically engage with the rest of the region. By next year, the Singapore-India SEPA, the Indo-Lanka ETCA and the Sri Lanka-Singapore FTA will enable the southern sub-region of South Asia and Singapore to establish tripartite arrangements for trade and investments. Such a bold agreement possesses the potential to enhance economic cooperation between our three countries that will also have a positive impact on the Bay of Bengal trade. It is up to us then to be imaginative and bold in providing the political leadership to maximize on the potential opportunities of such a convergence.
The official ceremony to welcome the Sri Lankan Prime Minister was held at the Singapore President's official residence, Tan. A special guard of honour was accorded to the Premier. Thereafter, he held bilateral talks of mutual interest with Singapore President Tony Kenyang and Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong. Singapore leaders have pledged to extend their fullest support for Sri Lanka's development. They noted that the island nation is ready to launch a new journey, taking several new steps. Five agreements were signed between the authorities of the two countries. These were the MOU for Free Trade Accord between the two countries, the MOU for collaboration on business development in Sri Lanka's western region, Megapolis, an agreement to improve skills of Sri Lankan state officials, and another agreement for vocational education.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to the table to sign the joint statement, to the table to sign the memorandum.
Higher Education Minister Lakshman Kiriyala says stern legal action will be taken against persons who were responsible for assaulting Jaffna University students. He made this pledge when he visited the Colombo National Hospital to inquire into the condition of the injured student receiving treatment there. H.A. Jeevan Maduranga, a student of Physical Science faculty in the Jaffna University, has sustained injuries in the recent clash. He had to undergo a brain surgery. The minister visited the Colombo National Hospital to inquire into the condition of university student Jeevan Maduranga. Jeevan Maduranga said that the students of the art faculty have started attacking other students for presenting a Sinhala dance item at the welcome ceremony accorded to the first-year students by the second-year students. He noted that he sustained injuries in the attack. Minister Lakshman Kiriyala noted that this was a clash between two groups of students in the university. An outside group was also involved in the attack. The welcome ceremony was organized this time similar to previous years. But a certain group of outsiders has created a scene unnecessarily provoking the students of the Jaffna University. The aim of students and the ministry is to reopen the university as soon as possible. No one will be allowed to take law onto their hands. He said that the student who was injured in the attack has identified persons responsible for this incident. Legal action will be taken against persons involved in the attack. The chairman of the University Grants Commission and a full team will visit the Jaffna University on the 22nd of this month. There were racists among Sinhala and Tamil communities. We should defeat the attempts of such persons, he added. Northern Province Governor Reginald Kure paid an observation visit to Jaffna University today to inspect the present situation there. He also held discussions with university staff and students as well.
Former Minister Basil Rajapaksa has been remanded till the 1st of August for charges of purchasing iron pipes from Divinagama funds and handing it over to local government institutions. Former Minister Basil Rajapaksa was taken into custody when he came to make a statement to the Financial Crime Investigation Division this morning. He was produced before the Kadwila Magistrate Court at around 2 p.m. today. Kadwila Chief Magistrate Damika Hemapala ordered to remand Basil Rajapaksa. He was in remand prison earlier for allegations of financial misappropriation in the Divinagama department.
Parliamentarian Nama Rajapaksa, who was in remand prison in connection with the 70 million rupee financial fraud, has been released on bail by the Colombo Fort Magistrate today. MP Nama Rajapaksa was released on cash bail of 50,000 rupees and 3 personal bails of 500,000 rupees each. The court has impounded his passport temporarily. The Financial Crimes Investigation Division has arrested Hambantota District MP Nama Rajapaksa. He was accused of taking a sum of 70 million rupees from Krish Lanka Private Company in a 4.5% acre land deal to construct a mixed development project at Transwork Square in Colombo Fort. The complaint was lodged by the Organisation of Anti-Corruption Voice. The case will be taken up for hearing on the 8th of August.
The construction work of the Kaluganga Reservoir bund in the Moragahakanda Kaluganga project will be launched on Monday, the 25th, under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena. The placing of auspicious items of treasure will also take place at the launching ceremony. Around 130,000 families are to benefit under this initiative. Moragahakanda Kaluganga scheme is the largest irrigation scheme being implemented under the Mahaveli Development Program. Although the construction work of the reservoir was launched in 2007, it was being implemented at a snail pace. President Maithripala Sirisena, who served as the Agriculture Development and Agrarian Services Minister at that time, decided to restart the project. The capacity of Moragahakanda Reservoir is 570 million cubic meters and the water capacity of Kaluganga Reservoir is 248 cubic meters. The government says 75% of the work of Moragahakanda project has now been completed and it will be vested in the people by the end of this year. The Kaluganga project is to be completed in 2018. Minister Gantha Karanathilaka said that this reservoir has a capacity equivalent to half of the Victoria, Randhanigala, Kotmale and Ranthambe reservoirs built under the Mahaveli Development Program. These reservoirs are to be gifted to the nation and it is 6 times larger than Parakram Samudra. He added that the aim of the government is to launch this irrigation scheme as soon as possible. Finance Ministry announced today that the special commodity levy on a kilogram of imported sugar has been brought down to 25 cents from 30 rupees. Accordingly, the price of a kilogram of imported sugar will be reduced by 29 rupees and 75 cents. The Finance Ministry says that this will ease the problematic situation that has emerged when imposing a maximum retail price of 95 rupees for a kilogram of sugar. Sri Lanka is importing around 650,000 metric tons of sugar. The government has earned tax revenue of 19,500 million rupees. The Finance Ministry says this revenue will be reduced to 162 million rupees by bringing down the special commodity levy.
The Republican National Convention to nominate the presidential candidate of the Republican Party starts today. It is expected that front-runner Donald Trump would be nominated as their candidate this year. This is our segment on U.S. election battle for the White House.
And my brother, well,
Party convention is the official platform to nominate the official candidate in an upcoming US presidential election and to adopt the rules for the election cycle. Some 2,472 delegates will attend the 2016 Republican National Convention in Cleveland, Ohio from 18th July to 21st. Winner must take the support of over half of the delegates. American businessman, television personality, author Donald John Trump has earned 1,237 delegates needed to secure the nomination. In June 2015, Trump announced his candidacy for president as a Republican and emerged as the front-runner for his party's nomination. His platform includes measures to combat illegal immigration and opposition to unfair trade agreements such as NAFTA and TPP. His statements in interviews and at campaign rallies have often been controversial, with the rallies sometimes accompanied by protests or riots.
We now take a look at Asia in a minute.
Dramatic video released by Chinese state media yesterday showed the moment a landslide crashed into wooden houses in a village in central Hunan province. Incessant rainfall in many parts of northern India has brought normal life to a halt. Locals claim the authorities have offered no help and haven't yet visited the region. Indonesia today began revaccinating dozens of children that received fake imported medication from a drug-making ring busted last month after operating for more than a decade. Passionate whistlers gathered at a concert hall in Kawasaki, a city south of Tokyo, yesterday to compete in World Whistlers Convention. The government is calling on Thai people nationwide to refrain from drinking alcoholic beverages during the Buddhist Lent period. This week marks the beginning of Buddhist Lent with two of the most important religious days on the Thai calendar, Asalha Bucha and Kao Pansa.
President Maithripala Sirisena claims that the Sri Lanka Transport Board is on the verge of collapse as a result of trade union struggles and unnecessary recruitments of employees. He stressed the need of implementing a new program for public transport services. He was speaking at the launching of a new project to strengthen public transport service in Kundasale, Kandy today. The pilot project called Sahasara is being implemented in Kandy Kadugannawa and Kandy Digana bus routes. The President obtained his first ticket using the Sahasara prepaid card. The new methodology will help passengers to travel in buses without any hassle and on time. One of the main advantages of this system is to levy the relevant bus fare for the distance of travelling. The handing over of ticket machines and Sahasara official kit to bus conductor took place as a token presentation. The Sahasara pilot project is being jointly implemented by the Presidential Secretariat, Transport Ministry and Central Province Passenger Transport Authority. This project is to be implemented countrywide following the success of the program.
And Fourth Magistrate today ordered to issue notices for former Sri Lankan ambassador in Russia, Udayanga Weerathunga, via Foreign Ministry. She issued this order when a case filed against the former ambassador was taken up for hearing. Financial Crimes Investigation Division has launched an investigation into a financial fraud in a deal of purchasing several MiG fighters to Sri Lanka Air Force in 2006. Udayanga Weerathunga was summoned before the FCID, but he failed to comply. Thereafter, the FCID has informed this to the Fourth Magistrate. Accordingly, Fourth Magistrate Lanka Jayaratna today ordered 2 notices to former Sri Lankan ambassador in Russia, Udayanga Weerathunga. She also ordered the director of the legal division of Sri Lanka Air Force to appear before the court on the 26th of September. He has been directed to make submissions on the misplacing of the original agreement of the MiG deal.
Sri Lanka has secured climate finance to strengthen the resilience of smallholder farmers in the dry zone. The Green Climate Fund, the main international funding body for climate action, has approved a sum of $38.1 million in funding for Sri Lanka. This money will be used to strengthen the smallholder farmers in the dry zone to climate variability and extreme events in the island. Sri Lanka's project proposal for this purpose was prepared by the Minister of Mahawala Development with the assistance of the UN Development Programme. It will enable the government to implement integrated solutions to water management. The project aims to achieve high levels of food, livelihood and water security for communities in the dry zone. The resources will allow assistance to be provided to 910,000 people in 3 river basins, Malvatoya, Yanoya and Mioy areas. Around 712,000 people living in the same areas will indirectly benefit from the project.
A ceremony to commemorate the 25th death anniversary of Hasalaka Gamini Kularatna war hero was held at the Tourism Development and Christian Religious Affairs Ministry in Colombo today. Gamini Kularatna war hero sacrificed his life jumping onto a dozer carrying terrorist bombs with the aim of protecting Elephant Pass military base and thousands of lives of war heroes. This incident took place on the 14th of July 1991. A ceremony to commemorate his 25th death anniversary was held under the patronage of Minister John Amarathunga. Mr. Gayantha Karunatilaka, State Minister Ruwan Wijewardena, Deputy Minister Arundika Fernando and Defence Secretary Karunasena Hettiarachchi were present. A sum of 100,000 rupees donated by Speaker Karu Jayasuriya was handed over to Mrs. Y.G. Juliet, the mother of the war hero, at the commemoration ceremony. Several religious leaders headed by the Venerable Galabuda Nani Sarathera and several philanthropists have made donations on behalf of the war hero. The President and the Prime Minister have sent commemoration messages, while Mr. Gayantha Karunatilaka read out the message of the President.
The All Shares Price Index closed 6,415.81 points, increased by 6.88 points, and the S&P SL 20 Index closed at 3,411.84 points, also decreased by 4.46 points at the end of trading in the Colombo Stock Exchange today. Turnover was over 357 million rupees. Here's a summary of market details of the Colombo Stock Exchange today.
Welcome back, and on foreign stories, Taiwan has arrested 3 foreign suspects over $2.5 million cyber heist, which used malware to hack into a major local bank's ATM network and steal bags of cash. The attack, the first of its kind in Taiwan, targeted the first commercial bank's ATM network last week. A Latvian suspect identified as Andreas Perigdovs was arrested by police in the northeastern county of Vilan after being spotted by an off-duty police officer from Taipei who was on holiday in the area. 2 other suspects from Romania and Moldova were arrested at a hotel in Taipei. Police believe the heist was carried out by a 16-member international crime ring. Police have recovered more than half of the stolen money, but warned that 13 of the suspects, including 5 Russians, had already fled Taiwan after the heist. It is not clear how the thieves installed malware on the ATMs, but within 5 to 10 minutes, the thieves are seen walking away with bags full of stolen cash, according to the bank. Police have sought assistance from both Interpol and Russia's de facto embassy in Taiwan.
On to some international news in brief now. Turkey has arrested 6,000 people after a failed coup with President Erdogan vowing to purge state bodies of the virus that caused the revolt. Erdogan's top military aide, Kul Ali Yazisi, is among those now in custody. The overall death toll for the weekend of violence has risen to 290.
Fitneyi sokarak bu tankçılara bunu öğreteceğiz Allah. Emperyalistler, bilin ki sizin çocuklar...
The man, identified as the killer of 3 U.S. police officers in Baden-Württemberg, had posted videos complaining at police treatment of African Americans and urging them to fight back. One of Gavin Long's videos stresses he is not linked to any group but is affiliated with Justice.
The city where over half the population is black.
Venezuela has opened its border with Colombia for the second time this month to allow people to cross over to shop for basic foods and medicines. Last week, 35,000 crossed over for the first time since the border was closed a year ago by President Nicolas Maduro to fight cross-border crime. At least 100,000 entered Colombia over the weekend.
Venezuelans normally live
special permits to enter Colombia, a measure introduced.
Morocco has formally announced its wish to rejoin the African Union 32 years after leaving the organization. In a message to the AU summit in Rwanda, the Moroccan King Mohammed VI said the time had come for his country to retake its place within its institutional family.
East African Regional Bloc IGAD will meet the African Union High-Level Sudan's People's Liberation.
And in sports news, Colombian Yalinson Pantano wins the 15th stage of Tour de France with lead sprint to pip Rafael Maica over the line as Briton Chris Froome maintains his overall lead in the standings. Colombian Yalinson Pantano showed he is a master of the descent as he claimed his maiden Tour de France win in Sunday's 15th stage, while overall leader Chris Froome enjoyed a relatively quiet day in the saddle. Pantano outsprinted breakaway companion Rafael Maica of Poland at the end of a 160-kilometer trek in the Jura Mountains to give his team, who will be folding at the end of the season, a first victory on the tour. Brit Froome retained the overall lead after his team Sky easily controlled feeble attacks from top 10 riders Fabio Aru, Alejandro Valverde and Romain Berthed. Pantano, however, descended at a breakneck speed to rejoin Maica, and he was far too strong in the final sprint. Monday's 16th stage is a 209-kilometer ride from Morens en Montagne in Bern.
The Pyeongchang 2018 Winter Games Organizing Committee unveiled to the public today the mascots for the next Olympic and Paralympic Games, Suharang and Bandabi. Inspired by the white tiger and Asiatic black bear, the pair were introduced to students of Hingai Elementary School at a launching ceremony. Traditionally, the white tiger is believed to be a sacred guardian animal in the country, according to the committee, and its white color links the animal to the wintry games. The Pyeongchang 2018 Olympic Winter Games will be held from February 9th to 25th in 2018 in South Korea.
세계인들 모두 우리 만나러 평창에 2018년에 오십시오.
And in your weather update for tomorrow, Met Department says that a few showers will occur in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central and northwestern provinces and Gaul and Mathura districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at a few places in the eastern and Ua provinces. Particularly after 2 p.m, there may be temporary localized strong winds during thunder showers. General public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by lightning. And that's it for tonight's news. Do watch us tomorrow at the very same time. Good night.
Covering the truth.